Okay, hello everyone. So here we are, and let's see where we're at. Now, the important thing, as you know, is the news. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So every day we've got news coming up. So what do you have to do? Make sure that your trading hours and your setups pre or post news is like clear cut. Okay. So, and also obviously the swing days are important. The swing days, regardless of the news, a swing day is a swing day. Regardless of the news, the swing hour is a swing hour. We're not dependent on the news, on anything, okay? Because this is all pre-calculated. All right, so the news is just guiding us and telling us, okay, I can set up here, or once the news has been announced, I can wait for the next setup and just, go in and so on, like use the retracement or a follow-up, or, setting it up with our technical analysis. So this is how it is now. New week and a new day and a new dollar. So let's see, the last week of January. I've already obviously posted the days and the hours ages ago in the beginning of the month, or December, end of December, whatever. So let's keep an eye out for the news. Now today, let's come into the 27th and let's close that and check out the chart. All right, so let's type in the hours. Okay, so here we are. Let's get started. So these are the hours. Okay, now the good hours for today are actually going to be around lunchtime. Okay, so that 12:20 to 1:30 is not a bad spot. Might be a bit hectic towards 2:20. So this zone is looking like a area zone where we can actually trade nicely. This is also not a bad hour, actually, to be honest with you, but it's slightly weaker. It's going to take us into this kind of zone. This is 8:45. Okay, and on the platform it's 7:45, as you can see. Okay, so 8:50, 7:45. So we don't want to be trading just anywhere. Okay, now with gold, remember, Friday was a swing day with gold. All right, sorry, it wasn't. I'm sorry, Thursday was a swing day. Okay, the market went up on Thursday. Let's first go to the daily and check this out. Okay, here we have Thursday. All right, so Thursday market did a pullback. Okay, and then an up move. Now remember, on these days here, on Tuesday and Thursday, so that's your Thursday, that's your Tuesday, market breaks out. I said we have a gap fill here, and this is the zone. All right, and I did say 27.76 is like, that was a PST price there. Okay, so the market pretty much just sweeped it, stayed in the range, it's all good. Okay, and that's it. Now today we've got a Monday, which is not a swing day. All right, so with gold we have to be kind of like careful. On the PST, let's take a look at the weekly. Okay, so on the PST, look, we've done the target 67.2777. The high of the market was, as you can see, 2786. So $9 up, and then it came down, and basically that's all honky-dory. Okay, so we've got like a resistance zone here. Maybe it'll turn into a double top. We don't know, but there is room for gold to kind of push down in order to go back up. Okay, so what we want to do is check out the monthly as well. As you can see, it's pretty strong, still heading up. So the trend is still up on the daily, on the weekly, and also on the monthly. So if we know the swing days, which we do there on the website, any retracement into a swing day may be a good idea for us to keep following this, isn't it? All right, so that's what we can do. So what to do? There are gaps here. If we do not fill any gaps and keep pushing into the swing day, that's good news, because then on a trading hour at the right price, at the swing day, we can look to go up. Okay, I'm happy to do that. Now, because we've got this targeting on Friday happened already, market took a downfall, and Asia followed that through. If we go back up selling again into the swing day, okay, or even into tomorrow, is all good. Okay, in my opinion, that's okay to do so. Then we can bounce off the weekly or slightly lower. Now on the daily, if you take a look, the first target is at 58.57, which is 2731. So we should mark that in. Okay, 2731 is down here. 2731, and also 2727, right? 2727, which brings us into here. All right. So buying in this zone is all good. It's on the daily PST, pushing in here. Okay, we don't mind doing. There we go. Okay. So slightly more up, and that's it. Okay. On the weekly, where should we want to bounce off from? We got 63.61 and the LCL1. The LCL1 is 2,699. So let's do that to 2,700. Right here. Okay. And then here we've got 60, 61, 60, what is that? 67 is there, 61 here, and 63, which is 2732, 2745. 2732, which we already have here. 2745 is going to be here. 2745 is also not a bad spot. Why, you might ask? Because that's the bar that caused the breakout. Okay, this one here. All right, so targeting this zone, at least into this zone, is an option. So if we go up first, coming down here is not a bad idea at all. All right, and that's the gap here, and that's the cause of the breakout of this range. So we'll see how that pans out, but at least we've got levels to head down into, and I quite like the daily targets actually to, you know, pushing down a little bit, and then we can go back up. Now if you take a look at the daily, you know, gold should pull back into a decent spot, okay, which is going to be probably around this zone here. So what I'm going to do is, let's not be lazy and draw overall targets which we can get into. Okay, that's the wick. This is also a gap, so this is also going to be a zone. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this zone, push that into there, and then that's basically it. All right, so we got room to come down, especially this 2,730, 25 is looking hot. Okay, it also fills in the gap here, so this target zone is where we need to get to initially. All right, so selling is not a bad idea. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, and we don't have a swing day, and that's it. Okay, that was the Tuesday, and that's when, wait a second, gold swing days Tuesday and Thursday, right? So that's your Thursday and that's your Tuesday. Okay, and today is Monday, and it's not a swing day, so we have to sit tight and wait, or we got to follow this move into a down motion. Just be mindful of the gaps. Okay, let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now, euro dollar, we've got swing days happening later on. Last week's swing days. Okay, last week's swing days, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's take a look. Actually, euro dollar last week was really nice and sweet. I thought that was good. Let's take a look. All right. So Thursday. Okay, so this is Friday. Okay. And that's Thursday. So on Thursday, market pulls back into there. And this level we drew before, and then this is the Friday. That's the Friday. All right, so the pullback and the push up, and then we had Monday. All right, so this is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday breakout. Tuesday we went in, remember? Okay, Tuesday we went in, and then Thursday also a nice pullback, pushing us back up right into that zone. Now, this week you can wait for this. Okay, you don't have to rush it. Why? Because let's take a look at the weekly first. Okay, we're at targets here, so this thing has still got a bit of room that it could push into. Doesn't necessarily have to, because we made targets, remember? So once the targets are done, you don't necessarily have to go keep pushing. But we've got 0520, as you can see, 0561, 0505. So it's pretty much, it's also done a bunch of stuff. Let's see what the high was. The high of that was 1.0521. So 0561 and 0543 are the only ones left. 0561 and 43. Okay, let's do this. So let's just bring this down a little bit. 61, 05, 61. Oops. And now it doesn't have to come up to these levels, all right, because it's already done the available. It's done two of the targets, okay, and then the market doing a higher high, sweeping, and then selling off, as you can see. Okay, so the market's already done what it's needed to do, but in case, PST is telling us, be mindful. So if we keep pushing until the swing days, market could get up into this zone, all right, into this 60 zone here, and then we've got also what 0543 was it, so somewhere around here. All right, so 0540 60 zone, let's say, into that zone. So let's pull this up a little bit. So this is nice and strong, as you can see. Now, if we want to buy this on a swing day, we need to come back. Okay, so we need to kind of like sweep up here a little bit. Let's take a look at the daily. If the market does come back into 57, that's your first spot, 1.0437. 1.0437 is there. And we've got 20 on the price. So if I also take this and put 20 on the price, that will pretty much cover the gap on it. Yep, so coming down here is looking logical. Okay, and that's, as you can see, nice and easy. There's a gap here, so mind the gap. Okay, if the market comes down, then pushing up into the gap is also okay, and like I said, even higher into this zone. All right, so let's just check out the monthly as well. This is all going according to plan, by the way. Remember, we said this zone we are buyers at right on the 37.5. Okay, going up. So no dramas. On the pullbacks, we just keep following through. But coming back a little bit, like I said, is on the cards, because on the weekly, we've got to close this as well. And the high of that is, let's check it out. Looks like 1.0375, 0355. 1.0355. That's a place we're going to keep an eye out for, 0355. And if we get there, okay, we will be on top of our game. All right, so this is this is like a good spot here, 0355, and that's basically it. All right, so this zone, let's say, let's just double check that gap. I think that gap was pretty much filled in because we went long, didn't we, on Tuesday, right here. Let's just do this. All right, so this is just a gap we need to look out for, but I'm just thinking, yeah, that's it. See, that was there. The low it did was there. So we'll still keep it on the radar. Okay, so you can see these levels here. All right, anytime it gets into those zones, we're going to be kind of like buyers. All right, and that's basically it. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so you can also wait for the swing days. Since today is not a swing day, you can kind of like let it go if you want. Or if you do want to trade it, just don't do it in the middle of nowhere. If it goes up and you want to sell it, okay, you can, where closing Friday, and this is also a gap fill here. All right, this is why the closing is important, because the closing and the opening are not always the same. Okay, they're not always the same all the time. So that's that. If there's a pullback and you want to sell into it intraday, do it with a smaller lot size, and that's basically it. All right. Let's take a look at SP500. Now with SP500, let's take a look at the weekly first. Remember last week, Friday was a swing day on the indices. All right, so Friday, market making the high, nice and easy. It's a target. This still has room to go. Good buy kiss at 57, price 5998. Let's take a look at that price, 5998. So that's going to be a target, 5998. Oh, what a fall on the opening. Okay, what falls? It's going to have to go up 5998. It's going to be there. All right, so this is a nice spot, as you can see. It's where the market started that whole move. Okay, and today is Monday, and Monday is a swing day. All right, so if we're like, pushing down, the market's going to look for a place to buy, especially with all these gaps and stuff. And Friday, like I said, swing day. What a beautiful swing day that is, as you can see. All right, and I think it was pretty much on the dot with the hours as well. Okay, I'll put a post on that in social media so you can check it out. But if you're following, you're on top of the game. All right, and then the market, as you can see, with the hours falling down into there. So that's one level we're going to keep an eye out for now. Let's take a look. Okay, that's on the weekly goodbye kiss. 5972 is on the price. The high of that is 6015. Okay, 6015 on the weekly. Will be in this zone. All right, so 6015. All right, but you know me, I like to see the PST levels. The market's got kind of like room to dip into the PST, and I like that. Let's take a look at the daily. Here's the daily. Remember that trend line there I drew ages ago? It's in the middle of nowhere. It seems like it's in the middle of nowhere, but that is, these lines are like pretty much time, space, and motion. So we've got room to come down. Where to? 49, 5983. Okay, 5983. And on the daily, again, this is, as you can see, we've got room. Okay, we've got room. So this thing can come down quite a bit into this zone, back into the 5,800s, which is pretty much 5,850 zone, 5,876. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, so that's basically it. So on the weekly, it doesn't have to. You can just come down here and start pushing up again, and that's where we want to go. We've got a target at 64.67. We'll put that 6154 on the radar for the moment. Okay, 6154, and that's where we'd like to start going. 6154 on the PST. Also, let's not be lazy. 67, 6245, 6245. Let's just do this. Okay, that's already there. Six, 245. It's going to be a little higher, but I'm just going to do this. Just mark these levels in, okay? Because when we're going up, we don't want to be going up blindly. Okay, we want to just make sure we got levels. Why? Because we want to manage the trade accordingly. Okay, so we don't want to just, follow it blindly and say, well, we'll get out whenever. We just need to understand, we need to make sure that there is a level out there which the market can see. Okay, now most of the small traders, retail traders, even institutional ones, I haven't seen them do this kind of targeting before. Okay, so this is unique to us, but you can see it gets to targets, okay, like with gold, and some people said that's a bit too high for gold, isn't it? But as you can see, it went up there. So, and that's when you take profit and then you say goodbye, have a good weekend, and you close off the day, and you should have been in the money. So same here. Now when we get down into swing days, which today is one for SP 500, and in fact, just bear with me, I'm going to double check, cross check. Yeah, it's Monday. Correct. Okay, so if we land somewhere down on a Monday, close low today, then tomorrow you can look for a buy. Okay, so coming down to these levels is looking okay. If you want to sell when the market pushes up, you can. All right, and those levels are going to be like either here, around here is okay, and then pushing it down. And then the thing is, we don't have anything down there for oh yeah, we do, but that's far. Wow, these are far down in the 5,800s. All right, so I'll tell you what we might do. Friday was a swing day. Okay, just bear with me and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Remember, sometimes we have double swing days, like one after the other. Friday, and then it becomes a Monday too, right? So Friday was a swing day. So Monday is also a swing day, right? What does that mean? It could mean there are only a few options, so it's not going to be too much. When we go back up, we sell again, like on Friday, okay? And Monday, and Friday and Monday becomes a push down, and we follow it through. So this going up into New York is good for us. All right, so it's good for us, and then we can follow that through. Let me just double check on something too, and then I'll let you know what I'm thinking for the next swing days, which will mean just a second. January, here we are. Yeah. And then we're going to have a volatile Thursday. Yep. All right, so Friday, yeah, right, Thursday into moving into then Friday. All right, fair enough. So I think if we go back up, selling again is not a bad idea, and we can follow that through into those targets. Okay, that's SP 500. Now this setup is going to be the same for all the indices, remember? All right, SP 500. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. So where can you do that? We've got to wait for the gap closure, right? So if we find ourselves back up here, we might find ourselves all the way back up here in this price zone here. Okay, but that's fine. Why? Because coming all the way back up here to resell, I think, is really good. Is really, really good if we come back to the daily pivot and so on. So if in London, you don't have to necessarily wait for London, but if in London we've got this kind of like push up, then that should take us into New York. And if New York wants to flip, that's how it's going to be. All right. So if with London we go up and then with New York we flip, I don't mind doing that at all, because then we'll have the high of the day done in London, which is not a bad idea to sell off. And that's going to be the way to go with all the indices. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. When we're doing a video, it's much better than we're explaining to ourselves and justifying to ourselves intellectually where we want to go to. Okay, so but if it breaks above those zones there, right, then don't stand obviously in front of it. We're going to have to match time and price like we do, otherwise your risk management is going to suck, and that's the last thing we want. Now let's take a look. Okay, so here we are, weekly. Market does the weekly. We're just above that goodbye kiss. So the market, will it close the gap? Well, it has pretty much, hasn't it? So we said there was a gap here that we needed to close, and there you go, it's done it. Okay, it's done that gap. So selling off, I think, is okay. Okay, and Friday being a swing day, yeah, bring this down, I'm all for it. Okay, so selling on the highs is okay. 75 you need to look out for. 44,870. It's going to be 44,870. Well, that's a bit out there. Okay, but 44,870. Okay, if we're not going to be there, we're not going to be there. Okay, so it's as easy as that. We can get rid of that. That's a good buy kiss. That's why I kind of like marked it out. But your first target is 62.60. So 44,040 and 43,958. Okay, so that's 60 and 62 there. 43,958, 44,039. Put those down. Okay, 44,039 is right on your weekly pivot. Okay, so that's one level. And the other one was 44,037, which is pretty much there. They're all there. Okay, 43,958, 43,958 is there. So this is looking like a stop sweep zone. Okay, stop sweep zone because support zone. Sweep the stops, push up. Okay, hopefully we won't come down here and London will take us up. If London takes us up, then we are sellers. Okay, and that's how we should set it up. Obviously time and price together, right? On the weekly, if it starts to fall, okay, which I'm thinking it should, this should also be, just bear with me, let's extend this into here, okay, and this is the 25% zone. All right, so 25%, 12.5, 25, goodbye kiss on the daily. If I tighten this up, you'll see what I mean. Low, low, goodbye kiss. All right, so there. Or is it that one? Yeah, it's that one too. So, which is fine. Okay. But the market's touched it, low and low. That's perfect. All right, that's good. And it's a swing day. So Friday, people selling did the right thing. Now got room to push. Now look, where to? There. But we should come lower into here to close that gap. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this. And let's get rid of now that too. Now, if that's the top, if you're trading Dow Jones, what have I done? Crikey, here we are. And if that's the top, then we should make an assumption that we should fill into 37.5, which is nice, right in there. Okay, it's pretty much what we've looked out for, and now I can get rid of that too. Okay, and we can get rid of this too. Okay, so it's nice and clean. We should be targeting that zone, closing the gap at least into there. Okay, and that should push us back down. All right, now you can also draw this, because this is where the goodbye kiss will happen. So you can draw that all the way down into that zone. All right, and that could also be there, which is fine. I don't mind doing it because that's the manipulation for the breakout. Okay, so selling, I think, is a good idea. All right, and just match it to your swing days, swing hours with technical price, and we should be okay. Nasdaq monthly pin bar. Like I said, selling the highs might be not a bad idea, and this is what we're going on into. Now here, that's a good buy kiss. 56, 21,253 on the weekly. It's done the first target, so this is a bit tricky. Okay, wow, it's a big jump down. Okay, kind of like sweeping the stops, closing the gap like we've talked about. Okay, Friday, swing day. Okay, and that's your Friday there. And that's basically, so yeah, you know, on Wednesday we tapped. Tuesday was a swing day, remember? Tuesday and Friday. That's your Tuesday pullback. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now we're in a Monday, going down quickly. So, all right, with this one, this one's a bit tricky. We're at a target there, and it's a good buy kiss on the weekly. All right, the next target is 44. If you're trading Nasdaq, 21,086 market in, it won't necessarily get there because it's done it. Okay, because it's already done that target, and oh look, I've marked this level in before. Okay, now what will happen if London picks up from here? Pushing up a little bit is okay. And if this is going to be a swing day in New York, if the market starts to turn around and push down, I'm also okay to do that. Okay, but obviously don't sell at a target now. Okay, not a good idea. All right, right on a good buy kiss. And if you check it out, like I said, it's a weekly. So the market should be probably coming in for a buying opportunity here at 56, 21,253, 21,253 is there. All right, so that's that. And then you've got 167 on the price, which is there. All right, so this zone is still on the cards. So don't do anything crazy because, this has got room to come down. This is a big drop down. You don't want to be standing in front of a falling knife thinking I can catch it. Okay, just let it go. All right, because this is, like I said, this is tricky. It's not like SP 500 and Dow Jones. SP 500 and Dow Jones, if we pick up, retrace up, close the gap, sell it off. Okay, with this, should you do the same? Yeah, but, just don't stand in front of it trying to buy it. Here we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I said you can sell the highs. I told you it's the same setup here. Sideways market. Sell the high on a swing day, swing hour. Okay, so I don't have anything new for you here. All right. Remember with Bitcoin, I did mention all the swing days to you before. We had a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Okay, that's your Friday. Bingo. All right, so Thursday as well. But from the highs, remember, it's like we're in sell mode, that's it. This is where the market's sold. Market comes up, selling off, it's all good. We got room to come down into 40.34. So mark them in 97,804, 93,879, 93,415. All right, so put these in. Your last location 91, which is the red line here. Okay, so not much to talk about. If it goes back up into 53, doing a good buy, it's at 102,674. Should you sell at a trading hour? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Good buy is on the weekly, 61, 97,551. Okay, so there is one. And 57 is 94,094. So draw those levels up. They're going to be targets. Okay, and this is basically a place where the market can start to pick up and buy again. Okay, on the monthly, you can see this is like a zone where the market is selling off. You see, that's the target. Remember, on the monthly, we said we'd get up into 77, which is 106,192. The market did go higher than that, no problem. Okay, it went up all the way into 109.7 odd. Okay, so what did we say? We said 106,192, which is pretty much there. Okay, so when I talked about this number as well, some people said it's a bit high, but once the PSD is showing us a target, you can target it. Now you can see the market going sideways there. Boom, boom, boom. And this is why on the daily I said the highs we can sell on a swing day, swing hour. In the middle, you got to be careful because this is the place where they're going to start buying again, because that's the breakout cause pin. And that was remember, that was a trade day as well. That was a swing day. Okay, so the market went up. So now following it down is just logical. Okay, if before coming to the mid-range, we go up first, let's say the market stopped around here, and then tomorrow we went up, and then you can sell again. Okay, just be mindful about your swing days so you don't do things just anywhere. Okay, and then you can follow it to the swing day, and then on the swing day we've got to check it out again, obviously. All right, so be mindful. This has got room to go, going up to sell off, with just like with the indices, is all good.